All right, we just set instance parameters using an image sample, and we're going to do the same thing on this one, but push it a little further. So we're still going to use an image to sample, but we're going to break that sample up into 5 different values based on the sampling, because we're going to have, instead of just one sample coming from the Y, we're going to have 5, and the X samples are going to be pulled from the family types that have been placed. And then those values will get broken up into the different parameters that are set to that family. So let's go ahead and put the family in. So this is similar to the loopers we used before, but the difference being is that it has 5 rotation points instead of 2, which we had before. So if I go to my family types dialog box, you can see we have 5 rotation points. And so if I set this to 25 and hit apply, you'll see that guy come up. So each one of those is individually capable of rotating, and they're set to instance parameters. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So I'm going to repeat this guy here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this definition, and what it's going to do is it's going to rotate each one of those individually based on a sample from this image. So basically it's going to go get the family type, get all elements of that family type, give me a count of how many are in there, and then bring that count and put it back in the X samples for the imaging. And then those elements all get put into the set parameter by name for the element. And then you have the parameter names in a code block that go out to each one of those. And once we run this guy, right, it will, you can see in the image, you're starting to see that circle, right, coming through in the rotation. And then if I come and take a look at what's happening, if we look at the brightness, right, the brightness is coming through, and if I pin that, you're going to get 5 lists of 25, right? So that works, and then those lists just get remapped into, let's go to that, a 0 to 120, so this is the remap, right? So there's the 120s where the white is, and then when it gets black, it goes down, and you get those lists there. And then basically what happens is we get item from list here, so we get each one of those individual lists for those 5, and then push those values into P1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I change the image, right, go and get maybe this guy, open, and run that, right, and you'll start to see the arrow going through there, right? So the different rotations. And again, if I get something a little bit more random and run that, then you'll get sort of this random rotation of those. So that's just sort of a step up, So we went from just setting the type parameter by name to setting an instance parameter by a sequence, right? And then setting an instance parameter by a sample, and then setting an instance parameter broken up into 5 different ones by an image sample. So hopefully incrementally you can get those to work.